of the hardest things we have to do is when somebody we love passes away. And sometimes Christians, believers, get that pressure on them that they have to bury them, and then that whole system, right? Burying is expensive. So the other alternative is cremation. Is cremation wrong for the believer? Can you answer that?
Yeah, well, first you have to find out that Abraham, when he bought at Machpelah the cave, he purchased it and buried her there. That's the first known burial in the Bible. And most Christians, including myself, practice that because we believe in a resurrection. You go to Egypt when Joseph was ruling at that time, before they got a bad Pharaoh and they went into slavery. He made commandment concerning his bones. That's also found in Jude.
Okay.
Because he believed in the resurrection, and he didn't want to get resurrected out of Egypt. He wanted to be resurrected in the promised land. So Joseph made it to the promised land in his bones, so that when God reunites our body with our spirit, see, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, and our body remains to the dust until the last trump, okay, which is the Day of Atonement. And when final atonement is made, the graves will open. That's 1 Corinthians 15, 2 Thessalonians 4, talks about in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, the dead in Christ. That's those that already, their spirits are with the Lord and their bodies going to be reunited. So Christians fastidiously believe in preserving the body as a whole. Even though it goes to the dust, they believe in committing that body by faith. Now, having said that, one of the reasons they do it is because the heathen that did not believe in a resurrection, they did not believe that the resurrection, there was life after death. So what they basically did was burn the body in defiance of God, in that I don't believe there's a God, there is no afterlife, okay?
Right.
Now that's an attitude of the heart. Now here's what I counsel people all the time, because in today's economy, it's hard to get away if you get a decent funeral. I mean, a decent coffin. I mean, your insurance policy 30, 40 years ago, they show you this little gray looking coffin, and they say you don't want to give that to your loved ones. A lot of it is emotion, you know, and I try to counsel people, don't get caught up in emotion. You know, they're going to bury them, you know, and you're not going to see that coffin, and it's just going to rot in the ground. And so I try to counsel people. But here's what I do counsel people, that if they don't have money, okay, for less than $1,000, they can have their loved one cremated and put in a urn and have a memorial service for them. Like at the church, we don't charge anything.
Right.
And, you know, they can get away with it for under $1,000, where somebody has to put up between $7,000 and $10,000. That's big money. Right. So it's a heart issue. Okay. So if your heart is not in defiance of God, you believe in the resurrection, your body's going to go to dust or carbon anyway. That's what it is. And God can look, what happens if you get thrown overboard and fish eat you?
Right.
God's still going to be able to find your DNA.
He's got it.
He's got you, okay? Your DNA is for eternity, okay?
Right.
Either it's not going to be resurrected or it's going to be resurrected. And so from this perspective, Pastor Sean, if it's a financial issue and you're a believer and you love God and you're not doing it in defiance, and you're not doing it in disrespect toward anything, but it's just a financial pressure and issue, I would say cremation would be fine.